Damn, Jupe, this you?
This is a small one. This is a short one that's pretty good. But I do want to watch a few of these, like the Sauce Walker joint with Reggie. Like I don't know, Sauce Walker low key
Today,
locked.
we're not ranking villains by how strong they are. We're not ranking them by how
Damn.
iconic they are. And we're definitely not ranking them by the aura they have. Today, we're ranking them by something much more important. If their plan actually worked, and did it really make sense? Because there's a difference between being evil and being strategic. Some villains are masterminds with Google Sheets. Others are just emotional with some money.
Nah,
So today,
Google
we're
Sheets is
putting them
crazy.
into 5 tiers based off how logically sound and sustainable their master plan actually was. Here are the tiers. D tier. Bro just wanted attention. No sustainability, no structure, pure niggatry. Just out here hoeing people for real.
Hey,
C tier. You did it.
we know a lot of those. I ain't gonna lie.
Emotionally driven, half-formed, short-term thinking. Loki fell for some form of rage bait. B tier. Good idea.
Hold on, no. That's not like I've watched a Rage Bait video. I don't know if I got it clipped, but Rage Baiters can be A tier niggas. I ain't gonna lie. Rage Baiters can be some motherfuckers. They know what the fuck they doing.
Horrible execution. The concept was solid, but doodle bob levels of execution. A tier. Unethical, but organized. This tier is for the morally insane, but still impressive.
Morally
at the end of the
insane.
day. S tier. Loki had a point, meaning they were strategically
shit.
airtight, still some niggatry, but effective in their plans. First, we got Thanos. Now let's get this out the way.
Right.
The genocide, yeah, it was horrific, but the plan in itself was executed to the 3rd degree. Chef's kiss. Thanos identified what he believed was a universal resource crisis. His solution: eliminate half of all life.
That's
this
fucked
jump was
up.
definitely morally unacceptable, but hey, from a structural standpoint, his execution was clean as a mother. He didn't rely
Nah,
on
he was
speeches,
farming.
even though he was throwing out
He was
one-liners
farming in that
was going
scene.
triple platinum every time he talked. This purple thumb methodically gathered the Infinity Stones, calculated the sacrifice required, and followed through. That's what you
Not the
call
sacrifice is
standing on
required.
business. And
No, that sacrifice is nah. So nah, I mean, for what he was trying to do, I ain't gonna lie. Like some shit you just can't get even on certain niggas. Oh God, you just can't get even with everybody. And that shouldn't be the goal in life. You shouldn't be trying to get even with everybody that wants you, because at the end of the day, is that what you here for? That's not your job. You know, you gotta do that shit to God. And I know like a lot of people have God complexes. I'm known for one a little bit, but it's not too crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, chat. This nigga here, he's like, I'm a Titan, like, I'm fucking shit up. He said, I'm fucking God's up. He was like, yes, I'm him. This nigga Thanos. How's it weekend treating y'all, chat? You know, I'm working, so like, I have to work today, I'm working tomorrow, I'll work on the
that nigga
weekend.
retired. That part matters. Bro was building an empire. He wasn't seeking applause. His objective was based as a mug, balanced as a real nigga saw fit. Now, was his economic analysis flawed? Yes, absolutely. Population growth would eventually return. Resource
Right.
distribution could have been solved very differently. But in terms of scheme execution, he achieved his goal instantly and on a universal scale.
I ain't just double the
He had a point.
resources.
S tier. Osmandius. Bro is what happens when a villain actually reads ahead. Bro recognized a global nuclear war was imminent and decided the
Oh,
only way to
shit.
prevent it was to fabricate a shared alien threat. By staging a catastrophic event, bro is all
Yo,
cap,
he's spoiling.
fake work. He forced
I mean,
the
I don't
world
mind.
powers to unite, and here's what elevates him. He executed the plan before confronting the heroes. No, I'll explain my plan. Now that you caught me, it was already done. That kind of foresight is rare. with
That's
villains
crazy.
these days. Long-term sustainability, that depends. A world united under fear may eventually fracture again, but in the immediate climate, that mug really worked.
Oh,
His
shit.
flaw wasn't emotional instability. It was an ethical compromise. He had a point. S tier. Now we on Killmonger. Or should
Oh
I say
my God,
Martin
not the
Luther
Killmonger.
Bro's plan had
The
I had a
hairstyle.
gun written all over it. He believed Wakanda's
He did
isolation
too
was
much
unjust
damage
and
to
that its
us,
resources
chat.
should
Killmonger, like in general, he did too much damage to the Locks in like movie culture. Like Locks won't be seen the same after that. After him and Future, and motherfucking 8 Mile. That's diabolical work to the dreadhead community. I ain't gonna lie.
Oppressed communities around the world. His strategy involved infiltrating Wakanda, legally claiming the throne, and weaponizing his technology and resources for the good of all niggas worldwide. From an infiltration standpoint, bro was precise. He trained and beat the brakes off T'Challa.
Oh God.
He also understood Wakandan culture so he could maneuver the 1v1 phase system to his advantage.
Ooh.
The flaw, it just wasn't scalable, bro. Global armed revolution creates instability. Redistribution through force leads to counterforce and worldwide nigga moments. His vision didn't account for long-term control after the initial uprising. Organized, yeah. Sustainable, yeah. A tier. Unethical, but organized. Magneto. Now, dude's plan was built on lived trauma. He believes mutant superiority is necessary for survival. Unlike reactive villains, Magneto often plans for political leverage, alliances, and strategic pressure. The issue isn't structure, though. It's outcome. Dominance through fear produces resistance, my guy.
Yes.
Even if mutants win short term, the oppression cycle.
And fear, like when people truly fear you, like I'm not saying it from like experience, but when people truly fear you, I heard that's like real addicting. That's an addicting feeling to have. I ain't gonna lie. So like, you want people to respect you, but you don't want people to like fear you, because yes, it will be hard for them to put something behind your back, but once they do, they're gonna try their best to try to keep it behind your back, because they're gonna be scared of what's gonna happen when it comes true. Not comes true, but when it comes down to the light, or when you find out, it's gonna be when they wanted it to, and you may not know when that shit gonna happen, or they might be trying to take your life or something. So like being respected, like highly respected, like on like queen, king, president type shit, it's like you want to be respected, but you don't want to be feared, because if you're feared, there's damn near a bounty on your head.
Disappear, they reverse. It would just be a continuous cycle, or whatever Aaron said in the title. Magneto's plans are disciplined and tactical, but they rarely account for societal equality. Bro was basically the Marvel Universe's Ghetto from JJK, but a little more tame, cause that nigga Ghetto out here calling humans monkeys and Irsh. We can't let that monkey calling agenda slide.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A tier. Now, Loki's invasion plan in the Avengers was straightforward. Open a portal, invade Earth, establish rule, villain 101 type era. The simplicity is almost admirable from the outside looking in, but simplicity without a good pair of legs is bound to get folded. He didn't account for the coordinated superhero resistance. He relied heavily on intimidation and external forces without building any kind of internal control systems, bro. Dude tried to really bully his way through a world with juiced up humans.
Right.
Conquest requires follow through. Loki put all his skill points on the dramatic takeover, but none in the actual
juiced up humans itself. Crazy.
Because if we think about it, he really sold the bag. The numbers he was throwing up in New York gotta be equivalent to the Warriors getting reverse swept by LeBron and Kyrie.
Damn.
That's B-tier. The idea was clear, but the execution fell off a cliff. Loki oughta drop him down another tier for letting that fraud Hawkeye catch a highlight off of him. We're gonna let him slide this one time. Joker. Now, the Joker wasn't trying to rule Gotham.
Yeah, nigga did get a highlight off him.
Philosophical point that morality collapses under pressure. How bro layered his manipulation of Harvey Dent, the police, and the public was low-key impressive. He anticipated reactions, exploited.
They said this was one of the best Jokers and one of the best fucking, like, Batman movies in general, because they say, like, this was one of the ones where, like, it really took you in and, like, showed you how crazy shit really got on God with this nigga Joker.
And destabilized systems all over the city, all in a short amount of time, too. But here's the limitation. There was no future vision. After society would have collapsed, then what, bro? Chaos as an end state isn't the way. Bro is one of them villains that are actually too smart for their own good. He really out here just rage baiting society because he felt like it. And when he was getting his butt handed to him for lunch in the interrogation room and still proceeded to laugh that Irsh off, I knew he was doing all this junk for the love of the game. And that's commendable. His planning was brilliant, but strategically empty as a Pringles can. B tier. Ultron. Dude identified humanity as the problem. His solution,
that was
extinction
crazy.
level reset. The Clanker possessed access to global networks and near limitless computational power.
Nah, you call this man a clanker is crazy, but seeing like he's seeing humanity as a problem. He's like, even if we murk off the problem, humans now, there's just gonna be other ones. Like, damn. And why do people like? I feel like humans think like this too. Like, it's like a human in the world that thinks that they don't really need that much. Like, humans are gonna fuck the world up, and they better not be trying to replace us with robots before then, because this is what's gonna happen. Niggas like Ultron, and we don't need niggas like Ultron. They didn't need niggas like Ultron. Like, they thinking they finna create vision and shit for something that's not even sliding. It's gonna be us that's doing that shit. Crazy.
Global defenses or optimized resource allocations. Anything that will actually help, right? Yeah. No. Bro instead escalated immediately to annihilation. Went from 0 to 100 real quick, and straight niggertree was afoot. That jump shows bias in a supposedly logical AI. Bro's out here operating on iOS 1.1.1. Powerful? Yes. Reasonable? No. C tier. Bro just didn't think this through.
So iOS 1.1
now,
is
dude's
crazy.
goal was to eliminate natural superheroes, commercialize artificial heroes for some money. Conceptually, it's just capitalism with a vengeance art. He had funding, technology, and long-term marketing.
It's not capitalism with a vengeance art.
Underestimated unpredictability. Testing his world-destroying robot without airtight fail-safes exposed his egoish decision-making. Straight self-sabotage at his finest. His vision prioritized validation over stability. If it wasn't for him actually trying to give the normies superpowers, I would put him in straight D tier. But hey, who doesn't want powers? So he going C tier. Scar. Scar. Dude's takeover was initially effective. Eliminate Mufasa, exile Simba.
You only think about it.
Classic villain power level. But he failed at resource management, allowing these hyenas to overhunt and destabilize the whole ecosystem of the savannah, leading to famine and collapse. Power without maintenance isn't leadership, nigga. It just means there's a goofy on the throne.
Facts.
Bro just want
Facts. When there's no maintenance and there's no structure, it's like, okay, if you see how the white oppressors got us, right? And if we lock in, if we really lock in, and we can really dethrone some shit. But look, are we gonna dethrone it, and then and then there's gonna be no throne, or are we gonna throne it? Like, are we gonna get somebody to take the mental and be on that throne and be like, yes, like, I'll lead us? Honestly, there's like 2 to 3 reasons why we can't. Well, I ain't gonna say can't. Well, that'd be a problem for us right now. One reason, there's rarely a black person or rarely black people that would want that job and actually are trained to have that job. 2, black people are like, niggas, we hate being told what to do. I ain't gonna lie, like we hate being told what to do, to the point where if you tell us to do something, we'll do the exact opposite. Because after everything that's happened, we don't want to be down under nobody no more. But and the other thing is, like, we all so fucking like we can come together in certain ways, but the system that the quote unquote white man that Uncle Sam put up is working like a motherfucker, because we've been in this for too long. God, we just been in it for too long, so we just have to try to start navigating through that shit.
Tender for real. Simple as that. Lord Voldemort, the name who shall not be named. Voldemort's objective was immortality and wizard supremacy. The Horcrux concept was ambitious, I can't lie. Splitting his soul ensured survival. Bro was basically the first Sakuna. The issue was placement and predictability. Symbolic hiding spots are cool and all, but they're also traceable as a kindergarten worksheet, nigga. Additionally, tying his fate to a prophecy created unnecessary dependency. Bro is powerful and feared, but functional security matters, nigga. Use your common sense. Fire for that. Homelander. Now, Homelander's plan is more on the emotional trajectory, if I'm being real. He seeks admiration, dominance, and validation. He manipulates public perception well and maintains power through intimidation. But he reacts rather than anticipates. Basically a souped up nigga moment. His decisions are driven by insecurity more than structure, which means he's unstable long term. But I'm gonna put him low B tier just because he has potential. Once he puts some neurons in that Laffy Taffy brain, holla back at me. Now, here's what separates the villains from the impulsive.
I feel like Homelander, let's be honest, you're down here. You're down here with Scar. You're D tier. Like you're decent, but like in execution and everything, Scar was really more like locked into you. Scar is more locked in than Homelander. Let's be honest. It's like he has potential, yes, because it's a show. But from everything we've seen, damn near this nigga got more, like, he's more locked in. He had more of a plan. This nigga is not planning shit. Like, he may be a little, like, he's just, like, going off of, like, what he really want shit, like, to be. And, like, if shit not like that, his ass gonna react like that. And it's like, oh, fuck. But sometimes he's starting to think, but even then, it's not even gonna be, like, that much of a change. And what the fuck you're gonna do?
Discipline. The best villains don't rely on emotion. They don't rely on the dang ego. They account for all this junk. They ask, what happens after I win? Most villains don't, though. They just focus on the takeover and some clout, all that drama. But strategy isn't about the first move. It's about the 10th one. The villains in S and A tier, yeah, they understood that junk. Even if the morality was broken, the planning was there. The lower tiers, they just confused with power. And in reality, that kind of difference decides everything. So
it does.
We're gonna fill this list up with more villains and more villains. So leave me some more villains in the comments. We need to fill this list up.
JMF, thanks for all the support on the vids lately. We
W
are
video.
Moving. Anyways,
W
like,
video,
comment,
chat.
subscribe.
He's locked in. Cause he's gonna make another one. Like if he makes another one to that one. That's crazy.